Every company wants their games to succeed, obviously. Whether it's the most generic cash grab schlop you've ever seen, or something genuinely creative and passionate, there is no company that truly wants their games to fail. There are definitely those that are out of touch, pasty, confused, and misguided. But of course, companies like money. So on the topic of that, I wanted to talk about Metaphor Refantazio, and Atlus's desire for it to succeed among the likes of Persona.
Sir Kunikazu Okumura, the great profiteering sinner of greed.
Atlus wants 3 pillars, or something like that. It seems like something they really like to talk about. They see Persona and Shin Megami Tensei as their biggest franchises. It's essentially what they're known for. And Studio Zero has been tasked with the objective to create a new 3rd game that will stand as essentially the 3rd pillar. There was a time where it was believed that Atlus wanted to make Soul Hackers the 3rd pillar. And it's probably because they just really like to use the word pillar a lot, but that didn't wind up happening. Regardless, it seems like a lot more is riding on Metaphor as a game, and potentially as a series. But it's also not surprising that Atlus has shifted their pillar stance away from Soul Hackers and now to Metaphor, as that's their new big title coming out. Does the pillar thing really mean anything? Not really. I think it's just they want the game to succeed on the same level as SMT and Persona. Whether the game actually does that is kind of another story.
Very soon, your soul will disappear, and your chance at coming back will go with it. If we don't act now, the world's as good as gone.
What do you think happened? Soul Hackers 2 did not meet expectations. I mean, that much is obvious. From the lack of dungeon variety to a pretty so-so story, the game was just fine. Whether or not this was going to be a pillar, the nail in the coffin is the company outright stating that the game failed on a sales level. Moving units over time is good, but I can't even find any major sales numbers, so it's entirely possible this still has not reached 1 million units sold. The proof is kind of in the pudding. On a personal level, I don't remember a lot about Soul Hackers 2. It had elements I liked, such as a voiced protagonist and potentially interesting cast of characters, but the overall game felt both lacking in dungeon design and narrative cohesion. I wouldn't object to them revisiting it in the future, but much like how 2 is apparently a big departure from 1, if they did a Soul Hackers 3, I assume it would be a big departure from 2 and 1 again.
You're like a horse with a carrot dangled in its face.
And Metaphor certainly has a lot going for it. The most obvious thing is that expectations are surely higher with big names from Persona 3, 4, and 5 working on this game. Even Atlus knows it, and will not let you get through a trailer without knowing for sure that this game has been made by the creator of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
A brand new fantasy RPG from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Unproven strength!
The people of my land
Annul to the inauguration of...
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
On top of this, Metaphor is venturing into new territory. Well, new territory. Here's the thing. Atlus has made games in similar settings before, also known as Etrian Odyssey, but it's not exactly the same either, so this setting hopefully means we'll get a lot of unique locales and set pieces that don't bring us back to the same areas over and over again. It'll also give this game more of a unique feeling, shifting away from Atlus's usual high school setting for their big name games. I really want Metaphor to be another game where Atlus shows that they can do more than just what they do. There's obviously a lot pointing to the fact that this game is going to be similar to SMT and Persona, and I'm okay with that. And this familiarity will pull people in, as in a way Atlus's battle system and mechanics are very identifiable with them as a company. But at the same time, venturing a little bit more into new territory will help this game kind of be its own thing. There's a lot of things that will bring both new and old Atlus fans into this game, so I'm genuinely hoping that it will deliver.
Peggy 16.
There's also the topic of the T rating for this game. If you didn't know, Persona and SMT typically have M ratings, and while you may argue that's due to story content, it probably also has more to do with our iconic dog and chariot not returning in this game. People are concerned that it means that the game will not explore darker themes and narrative beats, but it's pretty difficult to say what this story will explore. I don't think there's a guarantee that it won't have dark themes, but it being rated T is definitely a death sentence for Mr. Schlongdong.
What else is there besides success? Don't ask me such childish questions.
So this really is a big moment for Atlus. Of course, like I said at the beginning, any company wants their games to succeed, but Atlus seemingly is riding on this game to do really, really well. It has reputable developers, familiar game mechanics, yet it's still breaching new territory with some half-action combat and a new setting. I have high hopes for this game, and if Atlus wants it to be their so-called third pillar that they keep changing, then they have to make it good on a large scale. So let me know what your thoughts about Metaphor Refantazio and this third pillar talk that Atlus always likes to engage in the comments below. As always, you can leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more things Atlus, JRPG, and Metaphor related. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.